Chapter 585. In the current times, it wasn't an exaggeration to say that individuals with second gender experiencing the heat period had no other option but to lock themselves away and rest after taking strong sedatives. The isolation and induced sleep not only reduced the amount of pheromones emitted but also shortened the duration of their heat period. Though it might only reduce a week-long period to 3-4 days, there was no other viable alternative. The situation had been the same in either's past life. No, it was even worse back then. With the increasing number of awakeners, the number of beings with second gender also surged. Nowadays, unless you are part of special organization like the cavalry or the Star of Nagran, where awakeners clustered, it was rare to even encounter one awakener in a village. Even if someone exhibited traits of second gender, the chances of meeting an individual with an opposing second gender were quite low, reducing the likelihood of complications. However, the number of awakeners would only continue to increase, never decrease. Soon enough, even the average non-awakener people would become aware of how beings with second genders experienced their heat periods and what pheromones were. One of the things Yudhir had hoped to change the most since returning to the past was exactly that issue. While Yudhir had made strides in spreading a new understanding about Omega Awakeners, it was still far from sufficient. In Yudhir's view, the primary reason Omega individuals suffered so much in his past life was due to the overpowering scent they emitted during their heat period. This scent, even more potent than that of alpha individuals, attracted the unsavory attention of non-awakener power brokers. Though the scent only affected other individuals with second genders, just the ability to perceive it led society to treat Omega individuals like undignified beasts. Rumors began to circulate that perverse wealthy individuals were buying Omegas for their alleged enhancing or aphrodisiac properties, even though no evidence supported such claims. Fixing a reputation is much more difficult than tarnishing one. Establishing in an era where people indulged in hedonistic pleasures without thought for tomorrow. It might have started around then. The number of highly skilled Omega individuals fit for the cavalry began to decrease. In the early days of the cavalry, awakeners were still a new phenomenon, and the number of beings with second genders were extremely low. Omegas were not necessarily less skilled than alphas. Discrimination based on second gender was virtually non-existent. However, as the time passed and negative perceptions about Omegas increased, newly awakeners manifesting as Omegas found their abilities to be notably weaker. Back then, the origin of this trend was unknown, but now, watching the research of Thais Ullman and the awakening of Emperor Kalusa, Yudhir felt he was beginning to understand. If they were biased against Omega manifestation from the start, then their abilities would naturally not develop fully. In that context, the medicine Thais Ullman had created for his student who became an Omega was revolutionary. Yudhir wasn't yet sure about the exact potency of the medicine, but if it could alleviate the suffering of individuals with second genders during their heat period, he was prepared to do whatever it took. With determined eyes, Yudhir looked over at Kishore. It's an incredible medicine. I never knew such a thing could exist. Wouldn't it be best to start supporting that first? Yudhir was also hearing of the medicine's existence for the first time. Kishore surely understood the significance. I will do just that. I find it immensely intriguing myself. They took Alec with them to the laboratory to meet Thais Ullman. The old mage readily accepted the request to produce and improve more of the medicine designed for awakeners with second genders. Well, alright. I was already thinking of making some adjustments for my disciple anyway. If you'll also support it, then yes, I would like you to develop a method for mass production as quickly as possible. Mass production, you say? How many people do you expect to use it monthly? At least 1,000 people should be able to take it consistently each month. and it should also be easy to store. Huh. I have never heard that even within the cavalry, the number of awakeners with second genders is quite limited. Is such a skill really necessary? I appreciate that you value this medicine, but if I have to produce it on such a large scale alone, my back might give out. If it were just for the cavalry, there wouldn't be a need for that. However, I believe that this medicine could become a valuable asset for both you and us in the future. Moreover, it could significantly help the world. Asset, you say? Are you planning to sell it? Yes. You must be aware that the number of awakeners is steadily increasing. Consequently, the number of awakeners with second genders will also rise, and many who are struggling for the same reasons as your disciple will benefit from this medicine. I see your point. I propose that the cavalry exclusively manufacture, sell, and distribute this medicine. In return, we will share a portion of the revenue with you and your disciple. It may not seem profitable now, but I guarantee that within 10 years, you and your disciple will gain significant wealth and fame. Thais Yulman, while much happier satisfying his own curiosity than benefiting humanity, cared deeply for his one and only disciple, Alec. Even if it seemed like he was exploiting Alec, the fact that the boy could produce such a miraculous medicine proved his worth. And conducting research always required funds. Like the Western Mage Union that faced difficulties due to a lack of research funding, many mages always sought wealthy patrons. Thais Yulman, an elder of the Pearl Tower and a man who lacked nothing, was no exception to the rule. More money is always good. Alec should start making a name for himself rather than just remaining under me. If they are going to handle all the annoying parts once the medicine is developed, there is no reason to refuse. Thais Yulman cheerfully accepted Kishir's proposal. What percentage of profits will you be sharing? We will determine that later, once we have fully assessed the medicine's efficacy and commercial value. That sounds fair, understood. Then it's settled. Kishir lightly smiled and subtly turned his gaze toward Yudhir. Yudhir lifted the corner of his lips in satisfaction with the decision. Was there ever such a medicine in the previous game? Kishir quietly asked Yudhir on their way back from Thais Yulman's lab. No, there wasn't. If I had known that such a medicine could be created, I would have mentioned it earlier. How did you overcome the obstacle back then? It wasn't much different from now. The best solution was to improve sleeping medicines and secure a space where they could rest while asleep. During his time as a commander, Yudhir used various local branches as shelters to protect Omegas going through their heat periods. Anyone experiencing an impending heat period could visit a cavalry branch, receive sleeping medicine, and use the isolation facilities. That's a good approach. I'll consider it once the establishment of the branches is complete. However, as the number of branches increases, management becomes more difficult and we reach limitations. It would be great if all the members at each branch followed orders from higher-ups, but that's often not the case. Particularly with Omegas, their scent becomes stronger during their heat, so prioritizing the supply of medicines would be advisable. Kishir chuckled softly. Yudhir, puzzled by his laughter at what wasn't exactly a laughing matter, turned his head to find Kishir caressing his cheek. Sometimes I have thought you were wiser than your years, but just now you sounded like a seasoned manager who worked for 20 years. Yudhir might not have 20 years of experience as a cavalry commander, but given the intensity and results of his work, it could very well have been 30 years. However, Yudhir didn't respond, sensing a hint of bitterness in Kishir's smile. I have noticed you have always been particularly concerned about Omegas among the awakeners with second genders. Did you already know you would manifest as Omega? Yes. Have you had difficulties due to sense before, or is there something related expected to happen? Despite his gentle tone, Kishir's red eyes appeared sharp and cautious, missing nothing. Knowing what he might be suspecting, Yudhir answered with as neutral a face as possible. Neither in my case. I am the only person with second gender who has never had issues due to scent or heat periods. Why? I mean, this time around your scent is noticeable, and although you haven't gone through a heat period yet, probably. His red gaze fixed on Yudhir's face. Yudhir knew what was left unsaid. These days, he could subtly sense Kishir's scent drifting to him during everyday activities, an indication that his body was becoming more sensitive. I don't really know the reason. What I do know is that I have seen many people with second gender struggle with related issues, but they have never affected me. This wasn't the case in his previous life, but this time would be different. Where did the difference stem from? Upon deep thought, one point stood out. In my previous life, Kishir died after I experienced a series of strange connected phenomena. Now he hasn't died. Kishir remained silent for a while, deep in thought. Sensing his eyes darkening somewhat, Yudhir decided to change the subject. By the way, Commander? Yes. How do you plan to mass produce the medicines? Well, usually the merchant guilds specialize in this. I'm thinking of contracting with the Shodan Trading Company for production and distribution. Kishir answered quickly as if he had thought it all through beforehand. If it's just within the empire, centralizing it around the cavalry would suffice. But if it's a product that needs to be spread globally, we will need the company's influence. Shodan might not be very large, but they are trustworthy, so there shouldn't be any issues there. Indeed, that must be the case. Judging by the way he spoke, Kishir seemed to have considerable experience with matters like this since his days as the Duke of Paleta. The fact that he had never shown any signs of financial strain despite having only the barren land of Paleta as his territory suggested that his success wasn't solely due to his imperial lineage. I seem to recall Mick Shodan had connections with Kishir since he established the trading company in Paleta. Perhaps Kishir had been amassing wealth this way since then. It was not uncommon for nobles to keep trading companies under their sway. The now imprisoned Duke Dane, for instance, had exploited the trading companies in the West to fill his own coffers. Even though Kishir had become the Duke of Paleta at a rather young age, it seemed likely that he could have pulled off something like that. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, no reason. I was just thinking that I hope this venture goes well. Don't worry, it will. Kishir smiled faintly. If it's something you wish for, it will undoubtedly come to pass.